Hey guys, it's Alexa. Welcome back to Defeating Diabetes. It's been over a year since I posted a video, and I don't know why I decided that I was embarrassed to post videos. Like, I was embarrassed of people finding out or like making fun of me for trying to make a difference, I guess. And well, a lot's changed, so let's back this way up. I made this YouTube channel originally getting low notification here, to help people with type 1 diabetes do everyday things that your doctors don't necessarily help you do. And I really liked that idea because it's like, no one ever tells you how to go to prom when you have an insulin pump, or like where to put it in your prom dress. Your doctor's just like, yeah, here's the proper amount of insulin to take, like figure the rest of life out. And I wanted to be helpful in that way. So I started making the videos, and then I got nervous and self-conscious and kind of stopped. And it was my first year in college and everything was super crazy busy. I am 200 miles away from my mom. That is like the farthest I've ever been away from her. And it's still hard every single day. I wish she was here with me. But I probably talk to my mom like 5 times a day on the phone. And we continuously text all day long. So we're like ridiculously close still. But so I haven't recorded in a year, and I've always been like super self-conscious of myself and what other people think of me, and I get embarrassed super easily. And like the big thing now is podcasts, and there's several women leaders my mom and I follow who want to impact the world. And this year my mom and I took on one of these leaders. Her name's Ashley Lamo. She's a great person for anybody like to listen to, and her husband's really in on the whole like bettering yourself thing also. Like, if you need someone to look up for positivity in yourself, go ahead and check them out on Instagram. They're an amazing couple. So she had this like, this is your year thing this year, and my mom and I both were like, okay, we're gonna do this. Like, we are going to change ourselves for the better. There is so much going on in life right now. Like, we need to be the essence of positivity. And so part of that was like making a New Year's resolution, of course, and I decided to be more confident in myself. So I always watch all these people who like make all these huge changes in other people's lives, and I've always wanted to be that person. And growing up, going to camp, I always had this one camp counselor who was my everything. She was my rock. Like, I wanted to be her. She was so amazing. Her name's Katie Antonson, and I still love her to death. I haven't even seen her in I don't know how many years, because life happens and people grow up and things change, and you just got to keep rolling with it. But I always wanted to be someone's Katie Antonson. I wanted to be someone inspirational to someone else. And that's why I wanted to be a camp counselor. So I've counseled twice, and both my experiences were really hard. I had like tough cabins, but they were good, and I'd like to think that I made a difference in at least part of their life for a small time, even just to make their camp experience better. But so I'm sitting here, I just watched another woman leaders movie on Amazon Prime. Her name's Rachel Hollis, and she's talking about like being a change and being positive, and I want to help people. I want to be there for people. So I kind of decided like, it's hard and kind of awkward for me to sit and talk about like how to do things. So I was like, okay, well, like, how else can I reach out to people? And I'm into makeup, but I'm not like a makeup guru by any means. And I've always like thought it'd be cool to videotape myself doing my makeup and putting it on YouTube and whatever, being another follower or whatever you want to call it. So I was just like, why can't I videotape myself once a week, like getting ready and talking to my diabetic community just about life and everything in general? Like, why can't I do that? Who says I can't? So that's what I kind of want to turn this channel into. Hence why I don't have any makeup on. Well, I do have eyeshadow on because I kind of got this idea while I was starting to get ready, and I was just like, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to try it. We're going to post it. It's going to be great. So that's what we're going to do. Hopefully once a week. You're going to sit here with me while I do my makeup, and we're just going to talk about life and diabetes and whatever we want to talk about. Being positive, helping people make better choices for themselves. So, a little catch up on me. The previous fall was my second year starting of school, and I had an engineering shop class finally, like, finally getting hands-on and doing things, you know, so super excited. And I noticed, like, the first day, there's this guy in my class, and he had a Minimed pump on his hip. And immediately I was like, diabetes in the lab. Like, I know what that is. I have something like that. I have the Omnipod, but I know what that is. I know what you have. And so, all last semester, I would see it, and I would want to say something, but I was always too nervous to say anything, so I never said anything. Every day, my mom would ask me, do you talk diabetes? Do you talk diabetes? No. Why not? There wasn't the right time. Or people were around us and I didn't want to say anything and embarrass him by accident. Or whatever. And it was kind of like dumb that I would think that I would embarrass him. Because obviously, like, he wore it on his hip. He wore it wide out in the open. He didn't wear it tucked in. Like, it was right there. Like, anybody could see it. So this semester, it was like the first week of school. We're sitting, waiting to, like, go into the classroom. And I noticed he got the new Minimed 670. So I said, like, oh, hey, you got the new Minimed. And he was like, what? I was like, oh, you got the new Minimed pump. Like, how do you like it? And he was like, oh, yeah, I did. Like, talk to me about it for a second. And he was like, how do you know what this is? And I was just like, well, I'm on Omnipod and Dexcom. And he was like, oh, you have diabetes too? And I was like, yeah, I do. And so we talked about it for a while, and like, cool, great. Like, he knows I have diabetes. I know he has diabetes. Like, that's a connection that I've now made with this person after half a year of being too scared to say anything, in risking of embarrassing him, and I think more in risking of embarrassing myself. And so that was a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago maybe. So earlier this week, well, the next week he said something to me about diabetes. Like, we were talking about diabetes, and like, I was like, oh, cool, like, he brought it up to me. And this week I walked in and he like talked to me about it again. And it's kind of crazy because it's like, imagine the connection I could have made with him last semester if I hadn't been too embarrassed or self-conscious to ask him about his diabetes. Or even just say, like, hey, I like your pump. I have a pump too. Like, how ridiculous was that I was too embarrassed to say something? And it's like, I've never been embarrassed of my diabetes. I've been more embarrassed of, like, people calling attention to it. And that's always really bugged me. And when I was younger and in private school, it was never really an issue because it was so small. Like, everyone knew what it was. Especially my first private school I went to till I was 6th grade. Like, they all knew because they were all there when I got diagnosed. Like, guidance counselor came in and talked to the class, and my mom came in every year on my diversary, and we all talked about it and was just like, hey, like, yeah, this is great. Like, educating the people, you know? And so I've never really been, like, super embarrassed about it, and I've never felt the need to be. But when I got to public school, it was kind of like, people would ask me dumb questions. Like, they'd see my Omnipod and be like, is that a birth control patch? And it's like, who needs that much birth control that it's like this big? Or they ask me, is that a smoker's patch? I'm like, I'm a freshman in high school. What do you, like, no? Obviously not. And so I would start, like, I'd never wear anything on my arms unless it was the winter because I'd always be in long sleeves. And it was just like, why? I hated that I did that. I hated it. And so I did it still last semester because I was still nervous or whatever. And so this year it's like winter. Obviously, I've been wearing my pump sites on my arms, my sensors on my arms. And I have 2 exercise classes back to back, and they're like across campus from each other. So it's a hike to get there. And I'm sweaty and hot, and I take off my jackets. And I have my pump site on my arm, and like no one has said a word to me about it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I don't have a lot of places to wear my sites that work or that are comfortable. Like, I'm gonna wear it where I want to wear it. And if you have to say something to me about it, like, I will educate you on the proper thing to say if you happen to say something at all, you know? So it's just like, I don't care. This is who I am. Like, diabetes has been a major part in my life. And I know I would not be the same person without it. So, who cares if you see my pump site? I don't care. I am just amazed that I can get it to work half the time. Like, my sensors lately have been so crazy. Like, they've been off by 40, 50 points all the time. For the past, like, 2 months now. And I'm just like, why? Why is this a thing? I'm wearing them on my stomach because that's where they're certified to be worn. And it's just like, why are you still not working? And it's so frustrating. Like, comment below if you're having any of these problems too. Like, I don't know what's wrong. I even have a new transmitter, like, still not working at all. So, that's kind of been like a catch up on my life with diabetes. I'd be super excited if you guys, like, ask me to talk about things or leave comments. Tell me how your week's going. Tell me about any, like, diabetes encounters you've had. We can talk about makeup too. I have very small eyelashes in my opinion, and I hate it. Like, my boyfriend's eyelashes are twice the length of mine, and it's not fair. Like, why do boys always have long eyelashes? They don't need them. So I got this, like, mascara tester set from Sephora, and it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mini size mascaras. This is actually a voucher, so you can get a free full size one when you're done, which is super cool in my opinion. And so I'm like trying all these mascaras out because I can never get my eyelashes long enough. And so far I've only liked one in here. I've tried 3 of them. Like, comment below your favorite mascara that makes your eyelashes look really long and pretty, because I want really long and pretty eyelashes. 2. So I went to my endocrinologist in December, and so this past August, like, I moved into an apartment. I live off campus now, and it's like been crazy, like moving into an apartment, having to like make dinner all the time and buy groceries. And I have a pet bunny. Her name is Brandy. And so I don't live alone. My boyfriend moved in with me, which I guess is very controversial for some people, but you know, like, who cares? It's what we wanted to do. Our parents were good with it. Like, we're adults. It's fine. So anyway, so we live in an apartment, and my mom and I were just like, ooh, A1C's coming up. It's probably not going to be super great, but you know, like, my numbers have been good, so it shouldn't be awful. And we're sitting in the doctor's office, and she comes in, and she's like all nonchalant. She's like, oh yeah, your A1C was 6.3, and she continues talking. We're like, wait, what? Like, what was that number you just said? She's like, your A1C was 6.3. 6.3! Living on my own in an apartment 200 miles away from my mom. That is amazing, guys. Like, my mom and I started crying. And the doctor was just like, yeah, you do great. Like, keep it up. And it was just crazy to think, like, with all this chaos going on, you can still win battles with the hardest things when you don't even really feel like you're trying super hard. Like, not gonna lie, I wasn't like paying all of my attention to my diabetes because I had a lot of other stuff going on, you know, like school, projects, etc. Like, no, it's not gonna be the first thing on my list. Like, of course, I'm not gonna let myself run 400 all the time, and I'm not gonna like make myself go low all the time, but I'm not gonna be sitting there constantly trying to make sure I'm the perfect blood sugar, you know? Like, I have other important things to worry about too. And so, like, hearing her say, like, 6.3, that was an amazing moment to feel like I did that. I accomplished that. And of course, my mom helps as much as she can from 200 miles away. And, like, of course, I have my support system. And of course, there's problems. And of course, like, there's constant changes being made to the care of my diabetes. But it was just like, wow. Like, 19 years old, back when I was 19 in December, 19 years old, and I managed to drop my A1C to a 6.3. And it's like, you hear all the stories, your kid goes to college, your A1C, like, rises. No. This is, I think, the lowest my A1C has been since I've been diagnosed. Like, that's crazy. Crazy. And it just goes to show, like, if you put in the effort, you can accomplish anything you want to do. There is no dream that is too big, you know? And it's like, I'm guilty of being one of those people who it's like, oh, you know, like, everyone does that now. It's like nothing special. Or how I said earlier, like, a follower, like, making a YouTube account or whatever. It's like, who cares? If you want to make a YouTube channel and be a makeup vlogger, or if you want to be a video gamer, one of those live streamers or whatever, like, do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. Because no one can tell you your dream is dumb. No one can tell you your dream is stupid. No one can tell you anything. And I'm guilty of thinking those stereotypes of people, but it's like, who cares? They're happy. Like, I want to be happy too. I have things that people probably don't agree with that make me happy, but it's like, who cares? It's what I want. And so, just, I want you guys to do what makes you happy. I want to help you guys, like, find what makes you happy in this world, because with everything going on and with diabetes added in on top of it, like, we all deserve as much happiness as we can get. And it's so crazy that we let ourselves think that other people have a say in what makes us happy. And it's like, no, you don't. You don't have a say in what makes me happy. So I'm inviting you guys to join my journey. Tell me about your journey. Together, I want us to make a community, diabetic or not, of people who just care and want to help each other. Like, be happy, be more positive about yourself. Like, let's do this thing. You know, like, I have a lot of really crazy ideas right now for this channel. Like, everyone, like, all these big life-changing people have little things that they call their people, like sisters, their tribe, like dudes, whatever. Like, when I'm a camp counselor, I always call my campers love bugs. I call all the campers love bugs, just because it's a cute term of endearment that I don't really think too many people can, like, care about. And so you guys are my love bugs. We are fighting little love bugs, going out there, spreading love, spreading awareness, spreading happiness as much as we can in the world. So here's hoping that this catches on and that I keep up my confidence to do this every week. And here's to us, you know, like, here's to making us happy and who we want to be. So thank you guys so much for sitting through this and watching me do my makeup and ramble on about random things. And I hope you all have an amazing week. Please comment below how you guys are doing. If there's anything you want me to talk about, like, let's really make this a little love bug community. So I love you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.